So today, Eric and I went out with his parents and had lunch at a place that used to be a greenhouse and then got turned into a cafe, and all around it were all these plants and flowers and things. It was very pretty, very nice. We walked around for a bit. They have like this, they had this little Japanese style type pond, and you could go down to the waterfront to where there was a Baltic inlet. That was pretty. So that was very nice. And I mailed off the form that I needed to send to the, never gonna remember the name of that agency. The one in charge of making sure I get all of my goodies. My freebie goodies for being a citizen or a resident. And then I went to, I went to the doctor, and it was a really good experience. The woman at the desk was very nice, and they gave me my free card. So I told you guys before, there's a maximum that you pay, and then the government pays for your health care the rest of the year. So because I paid for the visit, which I needed a specialist, so it was 350 kroner rather than 200. And so she had a little stamp and put how much I spent, and when it gets to 1100, all of the rest for 1 year are free. And that doesn't go calendar year. That's a year from the first stamp, which was kind of awesome to find out that too. So they make sure you get all the bang for your buck, which is nice. I have a dribble behind me. Dribble. Hey. So everything was good at the doctor. Had kind of a personal issue, but got that taken care of. It was kind of neat. The doctor was Romanian, and so after we took care of the medical-y stuff, we sat and talked for like 10 minutes about how hard it is to get to know Swedes. So that was really funny. He was a very nice guy. I enjoyed him quite a bit. I will be using his services in the future. So I got that taken care of, and he called in a prescription for me, and actually he doesn't need to. I guess the way it works is you go to any apothecary, drugstore, and give them the doctor's information, and they call the office and say, well, what does this person need? And they get it ready for you, which is kind of cool. Afterwards, I got a little lost trying to find the eyebrow waxer I had chosen. Finally found it, and it's not open until mid-October. So I guess they took a long vacation, summer vacation, so I have to pick another destination. I've been looking around at so many places because I don't want to spend $30 to get my eyebrows waxed, but I don't know if you can tell. It looks like I'm wearing eyeshadow, and I'm not. I just have a lot of hair there. So hopefully I'll get that taken care of. I stopped at 4 banks on the way home. All of them refused to open an account for me until I had a bank card or an ID card. So I'm going to have to bite the bullet and do that. $60. I don't even know how much a driver's license costs these days. I wonder if it's equivalent, because that's all it is. It's just a card that has your name and picture on it so people know that you're who you say you are. His folks got me a new bike seat for the bike. Pretty cool. And we stopped by at Jonas and Tiani's, and Tiani had set aside a book. I'll show you guys that too. This little book about secrets about Sweden. It's just a little thing, but I liked the way it was phrased. Swedish teeth. They are so regular and so white that you could show a movie on them. I quite liked that. I also heard something today that I liked. If you ask 10 Swedes a question, you'll get 11 different answers. And that's kind of been my experience with the bureaucratic portion of Sweden so far. At the doctor's office, they had a book about how the medical system works in hopefully easy to understand Swedish. I was kind of going to poke at it. I mean, I get the gist, but it would be nice to have it, and it's got room for notes and things too. So, Min guide till säkervård. You got me as to what that means. My guide to something. To säkervårding. Medical something. Gyms are very small and very expensive. They're more like if you had your own home gym here rather than, you know, the big mall of exercise equipment that we have in the States. So, but they still have this one ridiculously expensive one compared to all the other ones called SATS. And it's at least $100 a month and up. It's crazy, and all the other gyms think that it's too much money too. I haven't been able to find very many under 50. Even the one just at the university charges its students to use it, and it's still really high. I haven't been over there to see what their gym is like yet. I know that they have a gym at the place that Eric goes with his friends to swim on occasion. They used to do it every week last year, and then it closed for the summer. Can you imagine that? A pool closing for the summer, but it's indoors. So they assume with the warm weather you're going to be swimming outside, so they just shut it down. So weird. But that's supposed to have a gym in it, and hopefully that'll be cheap and I'll like it. I don't know. Because the weather's going to turn, and it's going to turn soon. We've got this little beautiful, like this whole week is going to be so perfect, and then it's going to be moving into the doom and gloom part that I'm very worried about, where I'm pretty sure the world is going to look like it does in the movie Let the Right One In, and everything's going to be cold and snowy and depressing and awful, and I'll be going, why did I move here? But we'll see. I know where there's some tea husets, so I'll cuddle up with my tea and my book. Speaking of which, I'm almost done with my book. I'm glad I stuck with it, even though it had a part near the beginning that I thought, I'm just going to set this down and not pick it back up again, because I really didn't like what happened in it. But I stuck with it, and I'm glad I did, because I'm really enjoying it. It's the book Tough Traveling, Tough something, by Martin. So since I'm close, I really should start looking out for other books. There's a book club that's meeting up in about a week and a half that's looking at a Philip K. Dick book, but it's an alternative history about what if Japan and Germany had won World War II, and I don't really care much for speculative historical fiction. But it would be nice to meet up with a group, and they meet up and they talk in English, and that would be good. I have a definite lack of communicating with other people in my native tongue. So the learning Swedish is going slowly. I'm trying to say more and more sentences to Eric when we're out and about. And he's going to be trying to speak more Swedish to me in general, but yeah. He did say today that he thinks I'm making progress, so that's good. So I'll have to figure out something to say to you guys when after I've started my classes would be good. A lot of it kind of sounds German with pauses, I think. Like, they have very particular ways about how you pause in between syllables. Some people have called it melodic because of that. Like, it's kind of almost song-like because, yeah. Like, I'm sorry. Jag ledsen. You have that pause in between the two syllables. Jag ledsen. I'm exaggerating it, but it's like lots of little things like that. Jag ledsen. But I say I'm sorry a lot. Jag förstår inte means I don't understand. Jag vet inte means I don't understand. Or I don't know. These are the words I know the best so far. Jag talar lite svenska. I don't speak very much Swedish. Jag förstår even less svenska. So, yeah. Anyway, that's about it. I will chat with you guys tomorrow. Bye.